please.
Chair Shipson, we are live.
Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, well, welcome. This is the Committee of Adjustment hearing for Township of Southgate on this very fine day of August the 27th. Good morning, Joan. My name is Martin Shipson. I am the chairperson of this Committee of Adjustment, and I call the meeting to order at 9. I have 9:02, so. The committee members include members of council. And however, we sit at this table as the Committee of Adjustment and not as members of council. Our jurisdiction lies solely with matters of consents and minor variance applications. And again, the secretary of this committee is Lindsay Green. And welcome, Victoria. This is a hearing to consider applications for minor, variances and consents within the Township of Southgate and is held under the provisions of the Planning Act 1990. This hearing will be in accordance with the Provincial Planning Act, the Municipal Act, and the Township of Southgate Official Plan. So may I get a confirmation of this agenda, please? Moved by Barb, seconded by Jim. Be resolved, the committee confirm the agenda as presented. All in favor? That's good. Carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? And seeing none, I will remind the committee to declare any pecuniary interest if any should arise during the meeting. So the adoption of the minutes, may I get an approval of the minutes from the previous meeting? Moved by Joan, seconded by Barb. Thank you, Barb. Be resolved that the committee approve the minutes from the July 23rd, 2025 meeting as presented. Any opposed? We'll do it that way. Seeing no opposition, that is carried. So the hearing, I will ask that anyone speaking about an application to state their full name and address for the record. Please keep all remarks relevant to the consent or minor variance application before us, as the Committee of Adjustment has no jurisdiction on any other matters. Any material submitted to the Committee of Reviewing will remain the property of the Committee of Adjustment and will be available for public viewing in the application file and may be placed online. And if you may please all direct all remarks and questions to the chairperson of the committee, myself. This will enable the hearing to be conducted in an organized manner. So the first one on the docket is A925, Jesse F. Martin, concession 16, lot 25, geographic township of Proton, Township of Southgate. And the purpose of the application is to permit an addition to the front of the existing farmhouse located on the subject property. Part of the farmhouse will be demolished and the addition built with a plus or minus 17-meter front yard. The required front yard is 20 meters minimum, requiring a plus or minus 3-meter variance on the front yard for the addition. And the effect of the application is to permit an addition to the existing single detached dwelling with a front yard of plus or minus 17 meters. The home is associated with the existing on-farm diversified use already on the agricultural property. Location of the subject land is the legal description, concession 16, lot 25, geographic township of Proton, Township of Southgate, and the civic address is 246-124 Southgate Road 24. Is there a request for deferral or withdrawal of the application?
None received, Chair.
Thank you, Lindsay. And may I please have clarification that the sign was posted?
Yes, the sign was posted in accordance with the Planning Act and notice was sent out.
Okay, great. Thank you. I will now ask our planner to review all the comments and present the staff report. So Victoria, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. So the applicant again is proposing to demolish about 61 square meters of the existing farmhouse at 246-124 Southgate Road 24. They'd like to construct an 85.6 square meter addition, which requires a variance on the front yard setback. As previously stated, the front yard would be about 17 meters, while the underlying zoning requires a minimum of a 20-meter front yard. But in this case, all other setbacks in the zoning bylaw can be achieved. So just to give some background on the property, the subject lands have about 400 meters frontage on the south side of Southgate Road 24, over 1,000 meters depth, and it's about 40 hectares in lot area. Contains a farmhouse, some accessory buildings to the main agricultural use. There's also an A1-274 exception zoning for an existing home industry that was approved back in 2011 for a welding and metal fabrication shop and accessory storage. Some trees are planted along the north and west of the shop as well to offer some buffering. And the site has 2 driveways to Southgate Road 24, one between the farmhouse and the shop. Comments received are shown on page 3 of staff's report. There were some additional comments that were received after the writing of the report, including Grey County, Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority, and the historic Saugeen Métis, all of which had no concerns, in addition to no concerns from the Township Public Works Department. So overall, the staff with the township support the minor variance as proposed, as it is minor, desirable for the appropriate development, and maintains the intent and purpose of the official plan and zoning bylaw. So it maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan as the agricultural designation permits the farmhouse expansion, which helps support the agriculture without impacting the existing home industry on site as well. Maintains the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw as the farmhouse addition helps reestablish the 17-meter front yard of the original home, and also provides still a required 120-meter setback from the wetland zone as well on site. It's minor as well, as the proposal meets the remaining regulations in the A1 zoning on site, wouldn't impact any sight lines for traffic entering on the Southgate Road 24. And as well, there's some screening from the street from the existing trees planted to help buffer the existing welding shop for the home industry too. And lastly, it is desirable for the appropriate development of the subject lands, where it reestablishes the approximate building, the front building wall of the farmhouse, and it also helps improve the interior layout of the residence, which could not be achieved by alternative additions or locations that meet the front yard setback. So happy to take any questions from committee.
Okay, is the applicant in attendance? And if so, would they care to come forward to present their case? Seeing no, do any members of the committee have any questions or comments? Brian, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Victoria, the current required setback is 20 meters. Do we know, do we know why it's 20 meters as opposed to, say, 15 or 35 or whatever? Why 20?
That's a good question. It's based on the zoning bylaw. That's the front yard setback that's provided in the A1 zone. So that's not for farm buildings as well. Within the A1 zone, it would be required 40-meter setback. I think it's to help provide safer sight lines. Again, the zoning bylaw was written back in, or approved back in 2002. So I think typically they base it off of neighboring municipalities, what they use for their front yard setbacks, what's safe in collaboration with maybe Public Works, and what other municipalities kind of go for as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, are there any others in attendance that would like to speak in support of this application? Seeing none, we'll move further. Are there any others in attendance that would like to speak in opposition of this application? Seeing none, again, committee members, any more discussion? Monica, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just through you, is this the first time we're seeing this application for this specific matter, or has this been brought before, or this is the first one for this matter?
Through you, yeah, this is the first time you're seeing this application.
Okay, thank you. Some of them started to look like duplicates.
No, no worries.
Thank you so
Questions are
much.
questions. Barb, go ahead. You can go ahead, Barb.
All right, thank
There
you.
you
I can if my finger and the mouse would work. Yes, so thank you. it is very minor in nature. It's only 3-meter variance. The diagram or the sketch aerial shot of the lot fabric on your staff report, Victoria, everything is identified except the grayed out box. Is that just garden area? And I'm just wondering why they couldn't expand in the back as opposed to the front. It is minor, and I'm not opposed to the variance. I'm just curious.
Through you, are you speaking to attachment 2?
I'm speaking to attachment 1 site plan.
Okay. The grayed out area. Sorry, I'm just having a look at it.
So right behind the house, there's what
Yeah, I
could
think
be a-
that's a garden actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that little square behind the house.
Yes.
In regards to where they would like to put the addition, I think that's just where it fit best. It's usually maybe due to the interior layout of the house. That's quite common, or elevation on site, and as well, there's a little garden behind the house. So that's typically the discretion of the applicant where they'd like to place it, and we just kind of review and address if we feel the variance would be appropriate or not.
Thank you. I thought it might be a garden, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a structure. Thank you.
Okay, good questions. Yeah, there's all kinds of things like that. It could come to a septic tank, placement, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead, keep going. Do I have a mover or seconder to grant, refuse, or defer the application? Barb?
I move we grant the application.
Okay, and Brian, you will second it. That is great. Any opposition? Seeing none, that is granted. The request is granted. Be it resolved that staff report PL 20250-67 regarding minor variance file A925 for 246124 Southgate Road 24 be received for the information, and that committee consider approval for minor variance A925 to reduce the front yard setback from the northern lot line along Southgate Road 24 to plus minus 17 meters, where current zoning permits a minimum front yard of 20 meters, and that the remaining provisions of the agricultural WAN zone, other applicable sections of the zoning bylaw are met and a building permit obtained. And the decision, as I said, of the committee is to grant the application. Okay, so thank you for that. Just bring the other one up here. The next one on the docket, as they say, is 11, A1125, Nicholas Semple. I hope I said that right. Concession 3, Southwest Township Side Road, Part Lot 222, Geographic Township of Proton, Township of Southgate. And the purpose of this application is to permit construction of a plus minus 58 square meter detached garage on the property with a plus or minus 0.6 meter setback from the southeast interior lot line and a plus or minus 3.3 meter setback from the southwest rear lot line. The required interior side yard and rear yard for an accessory building in the agricultural WAN zone is 15 meters minimum. And the effect of the application is to allow a plus or minus 14.4 meter variance on interior side yard and a plus minus 11.7 meter variance on rear yard to permit a detached garage southeast of the existing home. And council adopted bylaw 2025-089 on August 3rd, 2025 to amend zoning rules for accessory buildings in the township, which when in full force will reduce but not eliminate the variances requested. And the location of this subject land is legal description, concession 3, Southwest TSR part lot 222, Geographic Township of Proton, Township of Southgate. The civic address is 752-380 Ida Street. Is there a request for deferral or withdrawal of this application, Lindsay?
None received.
Okay, thank you. May I please have clarification that the appropriate sign was posted?
Yes, Chair, the sign was posted in accordance with the Planning Act and notice was sent out.
Okay, great, thank you. So, Victoria, I almost did it there. Victoria. I will now ask our planner to review all comments received and to present your report.
Thank you. So the applicant again is proposing about a 58 square meter detached garage behind the existing detached dwelling at 752-380 Ida Street. The setback for the garage would be plus or minus 0.6 meters from the southeast interior lot line and 3.3 approximately meters setback from the southwest rear lot line, which while required in the A1 zone, it's about 15 meters setback. All other provisions of the bylaw would be met. The proposed detached garage also would be accessory to the existing residential use and dwelling on site. Staff have included attachment 1, the proposed site plan showing the detached garage, and attachment 2 also shows an aerial image and Google Street View of the site, just to give some context. The Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority also provided some comments and indicated that the proposed development is located slightly within the mapped environmental protection zone, and the mapping should be updated per their map included in attachment 3 of staff's report. They also notified that a permit was issued for the proposed development on site. Again, under bylaw 2025-089 passed on August 6th, revised some accessory building rules in the zoning bylaw, which would eliminate the rear yard variance. The side yard variance would still be required under the new bylaw. Comments received are included on page 3 of staff's report. Township Public Works, Grey County, and the Historic Saugeen Métis, all of which had no concerns. And as stated earlier, SVCA staff or Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority staff indicated that the proposed development is located slightly within the EP zone, and the SVCA hazard lands shown in attachment 3 should be updated to best represent the natural heritage features on site. And again, a permit was issued for the proposed development or future development on site. So overall, the proposed variance is minor in nature, desirable for the appropriate development, maintains the intent and purpose of the official plan and zoning bylaw, whereas the proposed variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan as the rural designation permits accessory structures if the hazard land is not adversely impacted and the boundary is precisely located with feedback from applicable conservation authority and other agencies, which comments have been received from the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority. Maintains the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw as well as the proposed accessory structure meets the lot coverage, front yard, and remaining side yard. Section 2.10 allows precise location of EP zoning boundaries in consultation with the Conservation Authority and County Ecology. New accessory building provisions approved by council previously would eliminate the rear yard variance, but not the interior side yard variance. Minor, as well as the proposal meets the remaining regulations in the A1 zone and other applicable zoning provisions. The side and rear yard reduction will not be impacted, will not impact the abutting property as well. Again, section 2.10 allows for precise definition of the EP boundary with agency feedback and no adverse impacts. And the new zone rules in bylaw 2025-089 would allow the 3.3 approximately meter rear yard, but a variance would still be needed for the 0.6 meters side yard. And lastly, it's desirable for the appropriate development of the subject lands, so long as the interior side and rear yard for the proposed garage have no impact on the tree line in the EP zone as well. Any material on the adjacent land in the EP zone should also be removed so the wooded area can rejuvenate. The garage could be reduced in size to increase the side yard, but it would be less functional in nature. And the garage aligns with the existing entrance and a deck west of the house, which limits the rear yard access. And just lastly, one recommended condition is that the SVCA and County Ecology verify the EP zone boundary would not be impacted by being precisely located under section 2.10, and any materials or storage inside the EP boundary be removed so the woodlot can rejuvenate. Happy to answer any questions from committee.
Okay, before that, is the applicant in attendance? And if you are, would you like to come forward to present your case for this garage?
I am in attendance. I think it was stated fairly clearly there. Yeah, it's just a small little detached garage that I would like to build there.
Lindsay, does he have to have his name?
No, it's okay. I have his
Yep.
name.
Yeah,
That,
okay.
that's Nick, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's good. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thanks, Nick. With that then, any members of the committee, do you have any questions? Joan, go ahead.
Hi, Victoria. Good morning. Just for clarification, I'm not too sure if I heard what you said properly. You said a permit was issued for future development on site. Is this for this particular garage or is for future minor variances?
Through the chair, this is for this application specifically for the detached garage.
Okay, thank you.
Barb, go ahead.
Thank you, Victoria, and thank you, Chair.
You're welcome.
I suppose the question is, why can't it be in the rear yard with the driveway access to come? You see that all the time. They are encroaching on the EP zone, but I note that the Conservation Authority has no issues. Reducing it to 2 feet from the property line, if there's any need for repair, that's not going to give them much room on that side yard. 2 feet is a significant significant variance from 15 meters to 0.6 meters. So I have concern.
Through the
Noted.
chair, it might be helpful, Nick, if you want to clarify why you've chosen that location for the detached garage.
Yeah, absolutely. We chose that location there. It would be awesome to bring it farther into the backyard, but our septic bed is back there and the weepers run out that direction. I just didn't want to encroach on that there to create a potential hazard with machinery or whatnot needed to construct the building itself.
Thank you. That makes sense.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Are there any others in attendance that would like to speak in support of this application? Seeing none, are there any others in attendance that would like to speak in opposition of this application? Seeing none, I will again ask committee members if any more questions or comments. Seeing none, may I request a mover and seconder to grant, refuse, or defer this application? Brian moves it, seconded by Joan. The
Yes, I will
decision
move.
of the Committee of Adjustment is to grant this, that all in favor?
Point of order.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't hear what Member Milne wanted to move. He just raised his hand.
I was moving to grant the
Oh.
application.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I assumed that on my part as well, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was, the Committee of Adjustment is all in favor of granting this application. And we will move on to the next one, which is,
Chair, can you just read the motion, please, just for the record?
yes, the
Or I can
decision.
if you want me to.
Yeah, you can. I don't seem to have, I'm.
No
kinda
problem.
getting-
So
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
be it resolved that staff report PL 2025-06A regarding minor variance file A 11-25 for 752380 Ida Street be received for information, and that the committee consider approval for minor variance file A 11-25 to reduce the side yard to plus minus 0.56 meters from the southwest lot line, plus or minus 3.3 meters from the southeastern lot line, and plus or minus 3.3 meters setback to the southwest rear lot line, where current zoning permits a minimum side yard and rear yard setback of 15 meters, and that remaining provisions of the agricultural A1 zone and other applicable sections of the zoning bylaw are met, and that land zoned environmental protection not be adversely impacted to the satisfaction of the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority and Grey County Ecology, and that any material inside the EP zone boundary on adjacent property be removed. So that was moved and seconded and approved.
Great, thank you. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
reading it for me, Lindsay, because my cursor would not stay on that page where it had the
No problem.
recommendation. So
Thank you,
for
Chair.
some reason, I pulled it up now. Okay, so the next file is B725, and I'm going to make sure I have that up on the laptop. There we go. The next file is B725 C1625 for Mr. Tom Drost. Concession 11, Lot 25, Geographic Township of Egremont, Township of Southgate. And the purpose of this application, B725, is to sever the subject lands to create a lot containing a surplus farm dwelling. The severed lot would have plus minus 90 meters frontage on Southgate Side Road 61, plus minus 48 meters depth, plus minus 0.43 hectares lot area, and contain the dwelling, the garage, and the shed. The retained lot has frontage on Southgate Road 12 and Side Road 61, and contains the applicant's large-scale farm operation on plus or minus 40.8 hectare parcel. The effect of the consent application is to create a lot containing the surplus farm dwelling with associated garage, pool, and shed, while retaining a plus minus 40.8 hectare farm parcel with field access to Southgate Road, Side Road 61. An application of a zoning bylaw amendment has also been submitted for the property, which would be that file C1625. Excuse me, location of the subject land, legal description, concession 11, Lot 25, Geographic Township of Egremont, Township of Southgate, and the civic address is 611-808 Southgate Side Road 661. And Lindsay, was there a request or deferral
No, none
for this
received. Chair.
application?
No,
And
none received.
may I have clarification? The sign was posted?
Yeah, the sign was posted in accordance with the Planning Act and the notice was sent out.
Great, thank you. Victoria, it's you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Again, it's proposing a surplus farm severance at 611808 Southgate Side Road 61. Looking to create a severed lot for the existing farmhouse, the garage and shed with about plus or minus 90 meters frontage along Southgate Side Road 61, plus or minus 48 meters depth and about 0.43 hectares in lot area. Van Harten's report also states that the retained lot remains part of the Drost Cattle active farm operation with about 410 meters frontage on Southgate Road 12, farm access to Southgate Side Road 61 over 1,000 meters depth and over 40 hectares in lot area as well. So to give some context, the subject lands are about topography of the subject lands are flat to gently rolling. There's some tree areas along the southern portion of the lot as well. Again, there's frontage on Southgate Road 12 and some frontage along Southgate Side Road 61 as well. Overall, the lot is over 41 hectares. The existing buildings on the lands consist of a single detached dwelling and have a setback of about 17 meters from the eastern lot line along Southgate Side Road 61. Comments received are included on page 3 of staff's report. Enbridge Gas, Historic Saugeen Métis, and Grey County had no concerns. Township Public Works also requests a road widening for the field entrance off of Southgate Side Road 61 to access the remaining farm property. And comments received after the writing of the report were from the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority, stating that they have no concerns. During pre-consultation with the applicant as well, the size of the severed lot was set based on the extent of active farmland on the proposed retained lot. Tree cover around the existing farmhouse is to remain on the severed lot as well, and the proposed surplus farm lot will have about 0.43 hectares lot area with trees to the north, but no active farmlands as well. It contains the existing single detached dwelling, the detached garage and shed. And again, there's a rezoning that was applied for it concurrently. It's required as a condition of the consent as well to recognize the lot area and frontage for the severed lot and to prevent any residential use of the retained lot as well. The rezoning will also be evaluated separately following the public planning meeting this afternoon. Happy to take any questions from committee at this time.
Before we do that, I see Mr. Boozman. Did I say that right, Jeff? Okay,
You did well.
I see you're from the Van
Thank
Harten
you.
Surveying, so you might as well add to Victoria's report.
Okay.
If there's something to say.
I think everything is straightforward. I do many of these surplus farm residence severances in Wellington County, and so I'm assuming the committee is familiar with them. The main purpose is to separate the house, and then that is sold off, and then the farm is part of a larger operation that Mr. Drost will continue to operate. One of the things I want to clarify is a little bit of the wording is a little bit odd for the road widening. There's really the road superintendent asked for two separate things. The road widening asked for first an entrance off of Side Road 61 to the remaining farm, and that's an entrance permit, and that's fine, and there is an entrance there already. The road superintendent's comments were for road widening, and I would call that a separate requirement, a road widening of 3 meters on Southgate 61 and on Side Road 12. I spoke with John Watson of Public Works yesterday, and I challenged him a little bit. You don't really need the road widening on 61 really south of this property because it's a non-traveled road. So, you know, the need for road widening doesn't make any sense. So he agreed with me. And so we agreed that the road widening should stop where the traveled road stops. If I could show it on screen, I'd show you where that is, unless people are following me online on the screen as well. So my suggestion is just a slight rewording that you have one condition that says a field, an entrance for the retained parcel. And then secondly, road widening requirements to the satisfaction of the township. That's kind of my suggestion on those two, because the way it's worded right now, it actually doesn't make sense.
Okay. Would you, for everybody's edification here, do you want to show that slide of the roads?
Sure. Is
so
that
we have
something
it?
that I share or that you share the
Or-
screen?
Yeah, just give us a second. Holly will give you permissions, Jeff. It's probably
Okay, and
easier if
while you do that, I'll quickly look it up on my computer here. Give me a second.
So right now, the condition reads that a road widening be required for the field entrance off Southgate Side Road 61 to access the remaining farm property. And what you're saying is that it could say that a road widening be required to the satisfaction of the township.
As well as, yes, it could read that, as well as an entrance permit to the satisfaction of the township.
Okay.
So the idea of a road widening for an entrance makes no sense. The entrance is going to happen regardless of where the limit is. So I'm ready to share my
Okay,
screen.
you should be able to share now, Jeff.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so just for context, Southgate Road 12, not that very busy. This one is, this road is serviced only by this house here. From this point south, it's a non-traveled road. So it's a road allowance, but there's no gravel road on it. And you can see that we've got these arrowheads representing where that stops. I'm going to just show the detail here. You can see again the road not traveled and the portion that's traveled. The existing field entrance is here, and then John said to me, sorry, I forgot the right note. Yeah, John Watson said to me that he'll still want a permit for that entrance, just to make sure that entrance meets the standards that the township wants. It's wide enough and enough culvert power, whatever. So he wants an entrance permit. That's number one. And then number two, he's asked for a road widening. Now, his road widening requirements, and I take it that's a standard requirement in your township, 3 meters, and that's fine. So he's asked for the 3 meters along Southgate Road 12, and that's fine. He's asked for it along 61, but in our discussions yesterday, we agreed that that road widening would stop at this point, and I will draw that really quickly. So the road widening would stop there, and it would go on this one, go all the way here. So that blue line, that blue polygon represents the 3 meter road widening that Mr. Watson is asking for. So I'm suggesting the condition be an entrance permit to the satisfaction of the township. And secondly, road widening to the satisfaction of the township. Zach?
Yeah, I mean, speak like as I'll just speak to chair to it, or Ken can jump into John's away today, but it sounds like they've had conversations, and if it's worded that both the entrance permit and the road widening are provided to the satisfaction of the township, then that would mean that John would approve of it, or the secretary treasurer, myself, wouldn't accept it. So I think that wording's fine. I don't know, Ken, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, through the chair, I agree with Lindsay. I'm not a fan of putting in additional language that says it stops here or it needs to be this, that, or the other thing, just in case some unknown situation comes up that we have to maybe look at some other alternatives. The more that you lock down the language, the less discretion there is in case something comes up. So I think this works fine.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for sharing that, Jeff. So with all that being done, do any members of the committee have questions? Brian, and then Barb.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to ask Jeff if I could be so informal. Where is the rest of Mr. Dross' operation? Is it substantially in Wellington County, or does he have other property locally in Southgate?
Just bear with me. He has it locally as well. We submitted it as part of the application, and I'm gonna I'm just gonna have to find it again, the documentation for that. But Mr. Drost is online. Tom, he's online. Maybe Tom can answer that because he knows his farms better than I do.
Yeah. Well, if you're on the line,
so.
Mr. Drost, please feel free.
We can't hear you, Tom. If I can see you, but we can't hear you. If you have headphones in or something like that, that sometimes can mess with the connection.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. I don't need exact details.
Oh, he's sorry, Brian. Tom's watching from YouTube, so he can't respond. So we'll just wait for Jeff to find the information.
I have to. Can you bear with me? I'm just going to ask my assistant to help me on this question. He has a registered farm number. Hey, Haley, I'm in this meeting. Mr. Drost, when we put in the app.
Tom just wrote in the chat saying his operation is mainly Center Wellington. You guys should be able to see that chat as it comes in.
Yeah, I see it there. Oh, that's fine. I was just curious to know where his main operation was. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Barb?
Thank you, and through you. So with regard to road widening, I'm not comfortable, with all due respect. I like the language to the satisfaction of the township. John Watson isn't here to verify whether or not that road would ever be opened, that road allowance. I'm not sure of it goes through to trees, but it is a road allowance, and that's why we take road widening for future possible reopening of roads. I'm satisfied that as long as it's to the satisfaction of the township. The only thing that I'm questioning is the surplus farm severance, the severed portion, is there satisfactory front yard setback, Victoria, when that 3 meter setback or 3 meter road widening allowance is taken? Because it looks from the aerial shots and the Google Street View to be a structure very close to the road at this present time. And will that structure be removed to meet the variance requirements?
Through the chair, I believe that's something the township or Public Works would assess if there's any impacts to structures on site through the road winding. I guess that's something that a bridge we'd have to cross if they get to that point where they would require the road widening. At this point, I don't see any issues, but again, it'd be something Public Works would have to assess if there are any issues with structures.
I guess that's hence why there's a 20-meter setback, so that we can take road widening. And I note that it didn't say Southgate Road 12, but to the satisfaction of the township, it will include any distances and road allowances required. Okay, that answers my question, sir.
Okay, thank you.
May I ask a question, Mr. Chair?
You certainly may.
Okay, so Barbara asks a good question, and I don't know your zoning bylaw by heart. Many zoning bylaws are written to say that if we take a road widening, the impact for setbacks, and I'm not saying this well, the impact for setbacks for a front yard setback, we don't penalize you to sort of say, now you need a minor variance for it. And I don't know the exact wording. There's many zoning bylaws that have that clause. If we're taking a road widening from you, your setback was 20 meters, and now it's 17. It's not like you have to come and now ask for a minor variance. I take it Victoria is the planning expert here. If we want someone here is the planning expert, maybe someone could just verify that that's my understanding and that applies here in this township as well.
Victoria? Or
Through you, I might need Ken or Bill to jump
Ken?
in here just to
Yep.
verify that.
Yep. So Ken, if you could.
Just going through the bylaw now. So I'm going to need a moment. Thanks.
If I may,
You may, Bob. Bill, go ahead.
there is a clause. It may not be as clear as Jeff finds elsewhere, but in any event, the lands have to be rezoned anyway. So if there's a new setback that needs to go in there as a result of the road widening, it wouldn't need a separate application. That can all be addressed with the rezoning the retained parcel to prohibit future residential and the severed parcel for any other deficiencies. So we'll assess that setback, but there is a provision in there. It's just my recollection of it is it's not as explicit as one might have liked, but in this case, because there is a rezoning, it can be addressed in that fashion too. So
Thank you.
Just to comment on that, we've already submitted the zone change. We have a public meeting on this one this afternoon or today yet.
yeah, if I may, through the chair, we'll go to the bylaw itself when staff gets to writing that through their report later on when it comes back to council. But I believe that would be I believe that could be included in it because I think the notice says any other provisions that are impacted as a result of the severance. So we try to leave those notices broad to pick up those kinds of issues through the rezoning if we need to do that. So
perfect.
Yeah, I believe there is a clause. I mean, we could take the time to find it here. And even if the clause isn't as explicit as needed, the rezoning process would allow that to be addressed.
Okay, Barb.
Thank you. And that satisfies that. I still would want reassurance that there's no plan or vision to open that road beyond where you've pointed out, Jeff. That's the purpose of taking a road allowance. I think the clerk may be able to chime in on this.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
Can't speak for certain. I highly doubt that it would be opened. I can see if our CAO and former Public Works Manager is available to jump on. John is on vacation, but I can pretty well say with probably certainty that it's not going to be opened. We've, in the more recent years, as council's aware, have been selling some of these unopened road allowances in the rural area. Not saying this one is being sold or anything, but that's just kind of more of a trend in the last few years rather than opening and developing.
Okay, Barb.
So my only comment to that, thank you, Lindsay. yes, we have been approached by property owners to assume those unopened road allowances. I'd hope that even though the road isn't opened and they're not taking a setback road widening allowance, that the laneway isn't being used for farming. Otherwise, I would encourage the property owner to come and to approach the township to perhaps declare that surplus. But that's another whole other
Yeah.
file.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay. Any others in attendance that would like to speak in support of this application besides Jeff, obviously? Obviously seeing none. Are there any others in it that would like to speak in opposition of this application? And may I request a mover? So I will again ask, and I'm glad I'm willing to ask again because Jim has his hand up. Jim, go ahead.
I move to grant the application.
Okay. Hold on.
I've just put on the screen, Chair, the amended motion. I can read it if you'd like.
Well, no, I can read it. I was going to ask you if you could read the one that you changed, and I'd read the other four, but you're on the ball. So, again, a request for a mover. Do we have a seconder? Jim moved. Do we have a seconder? Barb is seconding it. So be resolved that staff report PL 2025 069 Drost Cattle Inc., Tom Drost, I hope I said that right, sir, 611-808 Southgate Side Road 61 be received for information, and that the committee consider approval of consent file B725, subject to the following conditions. That a rezoning be in full force and effect prohibiting future residential use of the retained lot, frontage and area, and any other deficiencies in the agricultural one zone for the severed retained lots. And that a reference plan of survey be provided to the satisfaction of the Secretary Treasurer, and that a road widening and entrance permit be provided to the satisfaction of the Township Public Works Department, and that standard conditions apply as recommended by agencies, including that all requirements to the township, financial and otherwise, to the satisfaction of the Secretary Treasurer prior to issuance of a certificate of consent, including payment of any outstanding taxes, fees, and any other charges. And so the decision of the committee, they were all in favor, is to grant the application, and it says the applicant shall have 2 years in which the conditions must be met.
Can you just call for the vote, Chair?
Yeah, and may I have a vote? I don't see everyone here. May I have a, okay, thank you again, Lindsay. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, that is carried.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank
Yeah.
you, committee.
Thank you. The notice of decisions today will be signed electronically by members and distributed accordingly per the Planning Act. And the committee decisions may be appealed pursuant to Section 17D of the Planning Act within 20 days of the date of the notice to OLT. So may I ask for a motion to adjourn? Barb, and seconded by Monica. Anyone opposed? That is carried. So thank you very much. And thank you everyone attending, and we'll